Hey, this is Sam from TCS Custom Woodworks. Thank you for joining. What you see before you is a machine that's been on the market for a long time. Unfortunately, LMI closed its doors not too long ago, and even me, as a person who makes a lot of things that they used to make, I was really saddened because they were such a great resource. I've spoken with so many luthiers across the United States, instructors in particular, who really are sad about how things turned out. For one reason or the other, I don't know. I don't know what reasons they had, but the reality is that LMI no longer sells its products. So we only see shadows of their stuff online or in person. I wanted this machine 12 years ago when I thought I was going to be the best luthier in the world. I was going to make the best guitars, but I didn't have any money. I couldn't buy this thing even if I wanted to. My dad was helping me start my business, and there was just no way I was going to ask him to purchase one of these. So one thing led to the other. I trucked along making my own tools, just as many luthiers do today. But this is a darling of a side bending machine. I know that a lot of people say, well, is it really worth $800 or whatever they were asking at the time? And I would say absolutely. There are certain tools that save you so much time and frustration, and they make things so much easier. It's invaluable what it can do for you. It was really innovative at the time. These rollers were fantastic. They have their own little spring system. They're rollers with a silicone sleeve, their pin system, and their shoe system as well, so that you could contour the side to, each respective set of bending forms. But I gotta say that over the years, I think there can be made, some improvements made. First of all, I think that, these shoes are great, but I think we have a better system now. I decided to make my own bending machine. My wife told me that, and this was before LMI closed their doors, my wife told me that I needed to make a machine of my own because, well, I have all the tools, I have all the means, so why not give it a shot? I wasn't very confident at first, and it took several years to get a model that I liked. I don't know how many prototypes I've made, how many sheets of MDF I must have cut, and I never got to something that I liked until now. We use methods that are incredibly similar to the LMI machine, but we've made some tweaks. This is our bending machine. Our bending machine takes a huge amount of inspiration from the LMI bending machine. We use a very similar control box. We manufacture and hand wire each and every one of these. We overspec our control boxes electrically so that they run optimally all the time, and they're serviceable. If you ever have a problem using it in the field, well, we can help you through FaceTime, through the phone or email, text messages, or you can send it back to us and we'll send you another model or complete a replacement and make sure it's functioning. I think they're a fantastic device that makes sure that your silicone blanket heats at the proper temperature and maintains the proper temperature for the time that you need to make that bend. So our model is different in a few ways. We use aluminum, similar to the LMI machine, but we use, instead of this would be, I'm not sure what size aluminum this is, but we use a 40-80 aluminum bar, which is basically 40 millimeters by 80 millimeters. And then we use a 40 by 40 aluminum extrusion here that we bolt on to the lower aluminum extrusion. And we found that that works really great. In our previous video for our bending machine, you'll notice that we had a 3D printed or ABS print arm, press arm here, and it would swivel. And that was really just trying to be original and make things convenient for the builder. But we had a lot of feedback tell us that builders didn't care for that. They wanted an actual metal press arm. So we listened and we changed things, and sure, it costs a little bit more. It's more effort to do, but I think it came out to be a good result from listening just to customer feedback. Our shoes are also different. They're not like StewMax that has, you know, 2 screws and then you press down and it forms to the side. No, every form that you buy from us comes with a set of shoes that match the waist of the guitar model that you want to build. The shoes on the LMI version, you have to use a pin, and you know, you'll put it through these holes that fit here. And you gotta be pretty good. It's like that proverb. This is, you know, with the eye of the needle. You know, you gotta get that pin in there, and it's just fine. I think it's a fantastic way to do it. We do it a little differently. We have a dovetail insert here on our press. So basically you can take this whole, I call it a caul, waist press, what have you, and just slide it out. No hardware needed. Easy in, easy out. Life is simple. The other advancement that we made compared to the LMI machine are the rollers. Now, the rollers are very unique. They're robust. You know, you couldn't ask for anything better, but there's always room for improvement. These also work on a spring system, and I gotta say, you know, you gotta make sure that there's no tension on the rollers to be able to make sure that you can take these pins out. And there's no tension on these until you apply pressure or you turn these bolts, because these aren't actually moving until you bolt them down. And that can get a little complicated, because let's say you're building or you're bending your side, you know, you have everything's hot or everything's ready. I mean, you've already done your waist bend and everything, but when you want to put this in here, you gotta do a lot of adjusting. See, I feel like this is an as seen on TV moment where the person fails at a miserably easy job to do something. And that's not something that's uncommon, because look, you have to do that in order to be able to get the pin through. And so imagine all that going on while your blanket's hot and everything. You have to have an extra tool. Sometimes this isn't really easy. If you have arthritis, or older workers or builders out there, you know, they don't have the dexterity that a younger man may have. So we looked at improving this, because not only is it a little cumbersome to get it in there, but this can also warp on you. I mean, it's just 2 dowels. I think one of my previous rollers that I designed had that same issue, and we said, well, we need to make a few improvements. The spring isn't what's actually putting tension on the bending machine or the side. That doesn't matter really. They act kind of like a shock absorber or a set of struts in your car. They don't add I need that pressure from the spring. No, not necessarily. What comes as a result is applying the correct amount of pressure. And so with that in mind, we've designed it a little differently. We make sure that our rollers are preloaded all the time. Now, they don't have a super strong spring. Again, that's not the point that makes everything go. Conveniently, my wife's phone is ringing. This roller is different that it's preloaded, like I was saying, and it's easy to press and compress. Now, we use 8-inch bolts because it's just convenient. Our rollers are also a little smaller. They don't have this big dowel here, and they don't necessarily need a silicone sleeve. You can put one on if you want to, or you can get a silicone tape and wrap it around one of these dowels, and that's fine. But what's unique about ours as well is that you have a square piece here that doesn't allow the roller to twist in any way. So it's always aligned. Instead of going for a huge set of dowels, I wanted to make sure that you could get pretty close into the curve with the roller. So we've used smaller dowels, smaller profile. And again, I used to not put these star knobs on here, but we've had a few callers say, you know, my hands my dexterity isn't quite as it used to be. I would love something comfortable to be able to make those rollers go. So I added these big star knobs that help you roll down, right, as you go in the curve. And also, if you haven't noticed already, I added these little knobs here as well, because who wants to get a ratchet or a wrench and tighten these mid bend? Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. Maybe you like to do that, but we find these to be more convenient, easier on the hands. And again, these springs aren't strong, but they allow just the right amount of tension. And if you want more tension, just press down, right? Very easy, very simple. And when you install them, they're also very simple. First, you'll put it here, right? Go through the form, and then eyeball, and that's it. Not a whole lot of work. It's a little awkward when it's at this angle, but when you're bending it, it'll be so much easier because it's meant to be done through the front, not on the side or an angle like this. So let me take these rollers off. The other thing different about our bending machine, move these to the side, is that our forms are singular pieces. There's no hardware needed to put them together. LMI's machine has a set of bending forms that need to be bolted together, right? You'll have cross dowel nuts and bolts that hold this thing nicely together, and it sits on this plywood platform, right? Nice and snug, and it's fantastic and all. But you see, when you want to switch from one model to the next, you have to disassemble this or put this somewhere else and assemble the other one together. And if you have a small shop, that can be a problem, or it might not be a problem for you. However, we've made it so that, let's see if I can pop them out, that our forms, there's no hardware needed. You can get a set of dreadnought forms, you can get a set of OM forms, 00, whatever model you choose, even ukulele forms. We actually make forms that are for ukuleles, and we make them so they sit, that they're long enough to fit in the base, and then we raise the ukulele sound, or not the soundboard, but the shape of the ukulele up so that you can get way past the midpoint of the soundboard so those rollers can do a full bend. So the advantage of this machine with these bending forms is that you can do a whole host of different models. So if you buy one of these, all you have to do is order a new set of forms from us. No hardware needed, nothing. Give us a phone call, or even if you want a custom shape, we can do that for you. We have the CNC capabilities of getting some beautiful curves here for you so you don't have to suffer. And if you want to make your own, customize your own and put it on this form, you can. You know, this is totally moddable as well. And all it takes is to be able to sit it in there, make sure they're seated well. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Moving forward, our base, you will have to assemble it. I recommend everybody to glue and nail the base together. You can pre-drill holes, screw it together But I've found that the easiest way and the most secure way, believe it or not, is to just nail and glue it together. Once you glue and nail this thing, you can try to tear it apart with a hammer. You will not be able to. The union that holds these pieces together after they're glued is incredibly strong. I've tested this myself. I've made bending forms before where I glued and nailed them together, and I got a sledgehammer and I could not break the seams. The MDF itself would tear apart before the seam would break. So yes, this is incredibly strong. And all you have to do is put 5 pieces together: the base, the sides, and the front and back. Make sure you use a moderate amount of glue. Don't overkill it, and you'll be greatly rewarded. Allow it to cure and bolt this aluminum extrusion to the base. You're all set. Now, when it comes to the temperature controller, not much is different. Our machine uses slightly different buttons, but you have one master control. Now, I like, you can use green, which is cool and everything. It's kind of old-fashioned. Green is good, but I like to be a little different, a little cool. And I love the blue color LED. It just looks, it's totally different. And then, of course, red for your blanket. We do offer different kind of plugs. I just use this regular plug in the United States if you're a buyer from the United States, because, you know, it's just convenient. Everybody from coast to coast here uses 110 volts, and we all use this kind of plug. But we do have this power module plug as well. It's up to you if you want to use that or not. I do often put that on, you know, but as of late, at this point, I'm beginning to use these more just out of convenience for other people that don't have, well, that just want to use this. Let's put it that way. So the boxes aren't very different. You mount them here, you plug them in the back, and you're all set. I don't have a video today on how to bend a side, but I just wanted to showcase the difference between the LMI bending machine and our bending machine. You see, this is a really nice machine, and it's worth every penny of what they were asking for. And there's always improvements to be made. So I'm pretty sure in the future, I might make some changes to this. But as of now, today, at least in July of 2025, this is our current machine. And we're very proud to offer it. You'll have a thermocouple that goes with it. One side of the plug is thicker than the other, so you'll never be able to plug it the wrong way. If you have any technical issues for whatever reason, you know, remember, we're a really small company. Each one of these is hand processed. These are not made in huge, serious batches. Usually they're all made to order, and we're the ones who put these together. It's just me and my wife and my old man, my dad. He comes to help every once in a while. And if you have any questions, any difficulties, please give me a call, send me a message. I'll get back to you ASAP if I don't answer. Most of the time I answer on the spot, but if for whatever reason you go to the you hear a voicemail, send me a text, send me an email. You know, I'm here to talk to you anytime. If for whatever reason, you know, while these boxes are sent in transit, that they're damaged, let me know. I'm here for you. We'll take care of you. We will always have customer support. We're here based in the United States. Who you see is the person you'll be talking to. And I understand sometimes we get frustrated with things that don't turn out the way we want them to be. But guess what? I learned that if you provide good customer support, you help the person out there, you earn a customer for life. I hate buying things and then having no support for it later. I don't print manuals because some things are more obvious to others than somebody else. So we provide videos. We may not always have every video on demand, but I promise you, we're working on it. We don't know how to edit very well, so this is a new trade, you know, just recording, editing. There's many hats to wear in this industry. But I hope that you can appreciate our machine, hopefully as much as this machine has done in the past. I really wanted this a long time ago, and I'm glad that now we get to make something that I only dreamed of having. And if you would like to have one of these, follow the links below, give us a call, text, email, and if you can't, say, afford one immediately, we do accept, a payment program. We do not charge interest. There is not a time frame by which you have to, like say, oh, it's a layaway program. If you don't pay within 90 days, forget about it. Like, no, we don't do that. I treat you like I would want to be treated. You can get really frustrated making your own rig, but this is an awesome value for that. I really mean that. Try to find that somewhere else. It's American made, American designed, and family owned. I hope to see you on the next one. We'll have more videos on the comparisons.